Welcome to the desert. We are under the light of a full moon tonight. If Jesus was walking on this earth today and started a church, what kind of people would he look for? I believe he would find a demon-possessed woman and say to her, "Follow me." He would find a man who's a known cheater, outcast, hated and despised by many. He would say, "Follow me." Jesus would find a terrorist involved in guerrilla warfare, a violent extremist. He would say to him, "Follow me." He would look for a woman despised, living in shame as a social outcast. Would Jesus go to the Bible colleges or to religious temples or mega churches with their fog machines, high-tech lighting, and sound systems to find people to start a church? No. You see, he's not impressed if you are a highly equipped person. He says, "Follow me, and I will equip you." Here are just a few of the followers of Jesus when he was walking on this earth. Mary Magdalene, she was possessed by 7 demons. Jesus, not man, cast the demons out of her. She encountered Jesus and her life was changed. She followed him. Matthew was despised, hated, an outcast, and a cheater. He was a hated tax collector. In that day, tax collectors would use thugs to strong-arm money out of people. One day, Jesus saw Matthew sitting at the tax collector's booth. He said to Matthew, "Follow me." Matthew got up and followed. He didn't waste any time. It's like Matthew said, "Let's go." Then we have Simon the Zealot. Zealots were terrorists. They waged guerrilla war. They were violent extremists. Simon became a follower of Jesus. He became one of Jesus' closest friends. Simon at one point of his life would probably have gladly killed Matthew. So isn't it just like Jesus? He called Matthew and Simon the Zealot to be 2 of the 12 disciples to follow him. Then we have the woman at the well. Jesus met a woman at a well. As they were conversing, he said to her, "You have had 5 husbands, and the man she had currently was not her husband." Shocked by the truth of his words, her eyes started opening to the truth of who he is. Jesus was not fazed by her sin. He told the woman he's the Messiah. The woman left her water pot at the well. She was so impressed by the love of Jesus that she went back to her village. She didn't waste any time. She sought out her fellow villagers, even though they had treated her as an outcast before. She told everyone, "Come and see this man who told me everything I ever did." And many from the village sought out Jesus and believed in him. The lady who was looked down on told her village about Jesus. Her testimony brought many to the Lord. They believed for themselves. They owned it. You see, throughout the Bible, we read of people who were murderers, thieves, cheaters, hypocrites, cowards, afraid, on and on. But these folks were changed. Those are biblical characters. But what about today? Today's miracles of transformation, of changed lives. Here are just a few. The man who met Jesus one cold, dark night in a homeless shelter. The former drug addict. The former KKK member. The former prostitute. The former prison gang leader who had an encounter with Jesus while in solitary confinement. I know this man. I know this former gang leader. He's my friend. He's changed and transformed. The former jihadist, the former porn star, the former ex-right-hand man of atheist Richard Dawkins, who became a Christian after helping Dawkins write a book against God. These folks had an encounter with the Lord. They were changed. When one has an encounter with Jesus, he will not leave you as you are. He will transform you if you ask him to do so. Then there is me. When I was a young man, I did drugs. I was in trouble with the law. I nearly took a life and lost my life. I was on a reckless, self-destructive journey. I could have cared less about Jesus and God at that time, but God never forgot my name. Jesus pulled me out of the pit. I can't look down on the drunk on the street, the addict, the man doing life in prison, or anybody else. But for the grace of God, go I. Please hear me. If you think that you are too far gone or too messed up to be loved by Jesus, that's a lie from hell. He understands your journey. No one on this earth understands you. Only Jesus does. And that makes all the difference. He loves you. You see, Jesus was hated, rejected, lonely, homeless. His own family called him crazy. He understands what it's like to walk this earth. Listen up. Jesus will deliver, forgive, transform, redeem, cleanse, restore, and save you. He'll heal your pain. No preacher, priest, church, or religion can do these things for you. Only Jesus Christ. Talk to him. He will be there for you. Listen to what he has to say to you. You, follower of Jesus, have a story to share with others. There is none like yours. We may spend 1 to 2 hours a week in a brick and mortar church. What are we doing with all the other hours of the week? A young man looked down a street of his hometown in northeastern Indiana. He saw the lights of a saloon and tattoo shop. He wept and prayed. He decided at that time that downtown needed a different light to shine. There just happened to be a building for sale on Market Street in this town. The building was purchased, and today it is used for kingdom building purposes every day of the week. Time is short. It is time to share Jesus in the marketplace and on the streets. Ask God to open doors for you to advance his kingdom, not yours, and to bring fame to Jesus Christ. Blessings on you all.